January 28th, 2014. The rant, we missed David on Friday, so I had to bring the rant to him on Tuesday to just feel David out. And I think we're going to talk about a couple subjects today.
Is it going to be a 2-rant week? Do we have another one on Friday, do you think?
We're definitely going to have one on Friday.
It's a big week.
Yeah, we have to make good for all the people out there.
But it's also an annoying week, so there's a lot of shit to talk about.
So starting off, annoying week. A lot of people are jazzed up about the Super Bowl. Do you give a shit?
Who's really jazzed up about that? I mean, seriously. People who live in Denver and Seattle, I sort of get, and people who have real allegiances to Denver and Seattle, I sort of get. What I really don't get is people who watch the Super Bowl for the commercials.
I think that's mostly nerds and lonely women.
I think it's extremely lame. I think the discussion, I could care less what commercials run in the Super Bowl. I don't care. I feel like I should look at you, not this camera. So forgive me. I'm going to break down this fourth wall. Fans going off. It's a little warm in here. You don't know this, but it's warm in here.
It's hot.
It is fucking hot in here. Okay, here's the thing. All right, it's the Super Bowl. It's Denver, and it's sort of like, it's almost become like the white supremacist Tea Partiers are all on the side of the Broncos, and everybody else, and the new complexion of the United States, literally and figuratively, are rooting for the Seahawks. So from that perspective, I feel like I should root for the Seahawks. Because I don't want to be associated with the kind of people like the Duck Dynasty people who are probably rooting for the Broncos. But truth be told, I don't give a shit. I mean, I don't care who wins. I'm not betting on the game. I guess if you're betting on the game, then you have a real stake in it, but I'm not. I'm not going to the game, so I really have no stake in it. And the Redskins aren't playing, so I have even less of a stake in it. And I haven't cared about a Super Bowl since like 1987.
When the Redskins were in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and as many of my viewers will know or may come to learn, I'm a Yankees fan. And that stuff really matters to me. So obviously, I'm kind of used to people being in things and that sort of stuff. So this one, don't care.
Taking a break.
I'm completely taking a break because I don't care. I mean, I'll watch the game because you do that, but it does nothing for me.
Do you have any plans? Are you throwing a party? Are you going to a party? You don't care?
We'll go to a party because that's what people do, and we'll be, more fucking sheep following around because there's a Super Bowl party, so we'll go to the Super Bowl party because what else are you going to do? Because otherwise you sit at home, with truth be told, would not be the worst thing. I could catch up on Banshee. Do you watch Banshee?
No, what's Banshee?
Oh, are you kidding?
No.
Banshee is a series on Cinemax. It is the most fucked up show you will ever see. It takes place in an Amish town in Pennsylvania, and there's all sorts of drug lords and meth labs and kingpins and oral sex and all sorts of shit that you do not think of as being the least bit Amish.
So wait, it's just an Amish drug-fueled debauchery, violent fest nightmare?
The premise of the show was that this one guy gets out of prison and he's in a bar somewhere in Pennsylvania Dutch country, and the new sheriff of Banshee, who's never met anybody in Banshee, it's kind of like, I guess, the man who shot Liberty Valance and some of these old, whatever.
So you're saying everybody out there, Super Bowl, you don't give a shit.
No, watch Banshee.
Watch Banshee, though.
But watch Banshee. If you have DirecTV, which we do, which has a much better on-demand system than Time Warner, which is terrible for that because you only get like 4 episodes of a series, at any given time. Banshee, on DirecTV, it's every episode of every series that's ever aired, at least in the last 10 years, on the different cable nets. Anyway, you should watch Banshee. Catch up. You got time?
I feel like we can now switch to another thing. You're saying like Time Warner is bullshit.
It's awful. Their cables, their internet service is pretty good. We never had a problem with their internet service. But their television, it's just kind of weak. And I've always been a satellite dish person. For a while, we lived in a house without a straight view of the southern sky, so I was trapped, and we had no choice. You had to have the DirecTV, or you had to have, the cable to get that. But now we've got the DirecTV back, and it's like the world is good again. And it's been a couple of years before now, and the channels haven't changed. Everything has been great.
That's, I'm right now I'm in the dregs of Time Warner.
Time Warner's bullshit, but aren't you? You're young. You're a millennial. You guys watch TV on computers. I don't do that.
Yeah, to be honest, that's probably, and I use mostly on demand or like because now they have apps, you can just watch it on your iPad. So,
but who wants to do that? I mean, televisions have gotten bigger for a reason, and watching TV on this just does not do it for me. I can't. First of all, I'm older than you and a number of people, anybody under that median age, and I find myself doing this a lot because somewhere around 40 is when it all just goes to hell. Not badly and not quickly, but it does. I mean, it's like the warranty expired, and all of a sudden I'm doing this when I read, and that's a whole thing. So I don't like watching TV on those little devices for that reason in particular.
Purely from a visual basis.
Totally a visual basis. I mean, I'm not really much of an aficionado of the art and that sort of stuff, but I can't see a goddamn thing when it's this big, and who knows what they're doing.
This is really true. Now, so you said Banshee's a good show. What's another show right now that you think is just absolutely terrible, shouldn't even be on the air?
I mean, honestly, I think a lot of them probably really shouldn't be on the air. I don't get the appeal, and I've never gotten the appeal of girls. And maybe that's just me. I don't understand the show. I don't quite get the premise of the show, and I don't understand why people love it. I don't like a lot of the HBO shows anymore. I don't like Game of Thrones. That might be over. I don't like Treme or Treem. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Treme, yeah.
Treme. I've tried to watch these shows, and I just can't get into them.
So right now, HBO is kind of sliding down, and Cinemax is kind of, or you said Showtime or Cinemax?
Cinemax. It's Cinemax has the Banshee, and I was not a fan of the Cinemax before. I thought it was really just softcore porn at 11 o'clock at night, which has its role. And I don't, I'm not hating on it, but but now, I mean, this Banshee show is spectacular. I'm excited for it.
All right. Well, you guys heard it here first. David doesn't like DirecTV, doesn't give a shit about the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. We got to start that over. You love DirecTV. Time Warner sucks.
Time Warner's not very good.
Super Bowl, who gives a
I
shit?
don't care that much about. What are you doing for the Super Bowl?
And Banshee.
Banshee. You got to watch Banshee. All of you have to watch Banshee. You can email me and tell me what you thought of Banshee. If you want, or don't. You actually probably don't do that because I'm not going to respond to any of you.
Well, just leave a comment below. You read the comments.
It turns out there are comments on this stuff, and I don't know who's calling me the old dude, and I guess I sort of appreciate that because you said I was funny too, but the standard for old has got to be raised a little bit. The older I get, the more I believe that to be the case sincerely. But yeah, you guys love commenting on everything.
They do. And hey, they like your rants because they're pure rants. They're pure rants.
It's a user-generated content world, isn't it?
You know, you already know. Yeah, he already knows, guys. That was the rant today. Check back Friday. We'll be here with David with some more thoughts. I don't know, maybe we'll talk about cyclists.
Oh, fuck them. I got so much shit on them. They fucking piss me off. It'll be a much better one on Friday, I think, because, the Super just doesn't do it.
Yeah. All right, we'll check back Friday, guys. See ya.